Did you catch it? And this is what holds 99% of people back from making any progress and taking any action. You know what? Let me just tell you a story so you can understand this point better before this thing takes over. I was laying in bed and I was doing something that I shouldn't be. I was on YouTube watching mindlessly YouTube videos, entertainment videos that were just wasting my time, not making any progress. But the worst part was that I told myself that I wanted to lock in, that I wanted to get these results of money, of status, of more confidence before school started. But here I was wasting my time watching these useless videos. And then it hit me. I wanted to work because I wanted these results. But what was holding me back? I wanted these results at work were going to get me there. And I realized it was just my emotions that were making me lay down in bed and not want to get up. And then suddenly I thought, I can do the work even if I don't want to. And so I did. And I sat down on my computer and started scripting some videos. And in the first 10 minutes it was a little bit tough. I had to tread through thick snow. But after 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I was in the flow of it and I was actually enjoying doing the work. And I was wondering to myself, is it really that easy? And yes, it was really that easy. Surprisingly, it is easy. And I'm going to tell you the few strategies that I use so I don't procrastinate and waste my time and I actually sit down and do some work. Because just about a year ago, it could have not been worse. I was on self-improvement, but I wanted to make money as well. But every single business model that I tried failed. I tried one, failed. SMMA, failed. Whatever other business model I was trying, failed. Until I found copywriting. And that stuck for a bit. But the issue was that I just hated the work. Every single day I would look to my left, to my right, looking at the clock, hoping it was over. Every single day I couldn't sit down for more than 1 hour and work. Not for 1 hour. It took me so much willpower, so much discipline to even do that 1 hour. And even if I did do that 1 hour worth of work, I didn't even do it well. I wasn't even fully focused. I was maybe checking my phone sometimes, opening different tabs and really procrastinating most of the time. Something valuable that I did learn from this experience was that basically everything that I wanted is just a result of me doing the right actions. Because when you really think about it, a goal, let's say this is a goal, this is like 10k per month. It's just you having to doing the right actions to get to that goal. It's a result of all these correct actions that you took every single day. So the more correct actions you take every single day, the closer you get to your goal. And one of the best lessons I learned that day when I was just procrastinating, laying in my bed, watching useless videos and then getting up and not listening to my emotions was just not listening to my emotions. Because your emotions have held you back for so long. For example, for me, I was actually laying down, and the only reason I was laying down and not doing what I needed to do to get to my goal was because I was just listening to my emotions and I just didn't want to get up. I just didn't want to do the work, even though I knew it was going to get me the results that I wanted. But now that you have the new mindset that basically your goal is just you doing the more of these correct actions, the more correct actions you take, so the more you do the work, for example, that's a correct action. Because you have two options. Let's just imagine this, right? You can either lay in bed. Let's say you woke up at 6 a.m. You could either lay in bed and wake up at 7:30 a.m. or you can work for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Now, maybe today, if you take the right option of working for 1 hour and 30 minutes, it will seem like you made a little bit of progress. You might have scripted a video. For example, for me, I'm using myself as an example. You might have scripted a video, record a video, doing whatever you need to do for your business model. But if you lay down in bed, it won't make that much of a difference. But what it really hit me was when I was reading The Slight Edge. And what it told me was seeing the world through the slight edge. Because right now you might think like these small decisions don't really make that much of a difference. But they do compound. Because imagine there's two people. One of them reads 10 pages every single day. And the other one reads no page. He just goes to bed scrolling on his phone. Now one of them is going to go to bed sleep deprived, going to have bad sleep, and tomorrow he's going to wake up late. Now this guy read a book. And because he reads a book, he feels a little bit tired when he goes to bed. And therefore he goes to bed early and he actually learns something every single day. Now on the first day, they don't seem very different. They seem pretty much similar. But over the course of 1 year, this guy's going to be way more successful. This guy's going to be way more happy, healthier, everything. So wouldn't you agree with me that this guy will be way better just because he read the 10 pages? Well, obviously, yes. You'll probably say yes. So you're telling me that this thing of the slight edge actually does exist, that you taking the correct actions, even though it seems so insignificant now, will compound you into the correct actions. Even having this mindset alone will help you realize that, okay, for example, this one time I was in the kitchen and I wanted to grab this Oreo, but then I thought to myself, I've been always grabbing these sugary snacks because I just came back from holiday. We brought like a lot of these sugary snacks called tangos. And basically they're just this chocolate with some white cream. It's kind of like an Oreo, but it's like different. But anyway, the point was that every single time I walked into the kitchen, almost every single time I grabbed one. And obviously every single time it's insignificant because it was like just one. It's not going to hurt, right? But over the course of 1 week, over the course of 1 month, I ate one close to every single day. And obviously, I stopped that because I realized actually taking one every single day, which was crazy. And it made me stop doing that bad habit. So just remember this. Maybe look back into your life. Like, think to yourself, what is a slight edge working for me or against me? And if it's working against you, then maybe you should change up some stuff. It doesn't even have to be that big. Because most people think that, oh, if for example, let's say I tell you this slight edge is not working for you, you might think to yourself, oh, that means I have to, tomorrow I'm going to lock in, I'm going to wake up super early, I'm going to work for so long, I'm going to work for 6 hours, and then I'm going to go to the gym, do push legs in the same day, I'm going to have a 4-hour session, I'm going to run 1 mile and everything. But that's not the correct action, because I used to have that mindset, and what that made me do was basically just procrastinate even more. And it just made this weird feedback loop where I procrastinated more, I felt worse, and I wanted to lock in more, but then I procrastinated, and it just made this weird loop. So just think of some easy ways that just improve your life. For example, read 10 pages, meditate for 1 minute. It doesn't even have to be that big. As long as the slight edge is working somewhat for you, if most of your habits are going up compared to you going down, let's say these are your habits pulling you down, but you have these many habits that are pulling you up. So you're kind of going upwards. Obviously, it'll be better if you're going like this. But even if every single day you just do something better, you increase the meditation time, you read more pages a day, then you're going to slowly go up. And going back to the story that I told you at the beginning of this video, it was so hard to sit down and do the work. Because usually getting into the flow of actually doing anything is way harder than just maintaining it. Because picture this, what is harder, bringing a car from 0 to 20 miles per hour or bringing a car from 80 to 100 miles per hour? Now, obviously, the correct answer is bringing it from 0 to 20 because it doesn't have any momentum. But compared to the other car who's going from 80 to 100, it does have momentum. You don't have momentum when you start doing any action, like doing the work. But once you're in it, it's so much easier. So always have that mindset that I've learned recently that's been such a benefit to my life, and it's going to benefit you a lot with everything, with your work. You're going to be less likely to procrastinate when you think to yourself, if I just get through this wall, if I just jump over this wall, I'm going to be able to enjoy the flowers later. Obviously, it's still not going to be easy to do the work, but it's going to be easier than getting yourself into the flow of it. It's almost like the car. It's easier to go from 80 to 100 than 0 to 20. And what I found is that this skill of not listening to your emotions is actually something that compounds and doesn't really go down. It's like a skill in a video game. For example, let's say if you were like level 100 in some video game, let's say, I don't know, a video game, then when you log back in, you're not just going to go to level 0 and have to build your level up to 100. You're just stagnant in 100 until you start leveling up again. And then you're stagnant wherever you're left off. Listening to your emotions is something like that. But it also doesn't go linear. It doesn't go up like this. It compounds. Because think about it this way. If you don't listen to your emotions now you probably don't listen to your emotions on average 10 times per day. Let's say you wanted to grab the cookie, but you didn't, for example. Let's just use this as an example, right? So you wanted to grab the cookie, but you didn't. You wanted to work, and you didn't want to work, but you worked anyway, so you did. So you made slightly better choices. Now that's good. Now you're leveling up this skill. But over the course of 2 months, it's not just going to go linear. It's not just you're going to get better at this skill. It's that you're going to get better at it and you're going to do it more frequently because you're better at it. So it doesn't just go like linear. It's going to go like this because not only are you doing it more, you're also doing it better. So it goes up, 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 and up. I want you to do this little experiment with me. Think of something that makes you angry. Just something that you can remember that happened to you or something that's about to happen to you. Just think of something that will make you angry. You got it? Now, see that you didn't really get up and punch the wall, right? And if you did, then maybe think of something different. But anyway, the point is that you most likely didn't get up and punch the wall. And that's because you just proven to yourself that you can have an emotion, you can have the emotion of not wanting to work, but you don't have to listen to it. Because you didn't have to listen to this emotion of being angry and having to punch the wall. You just had that emotion. It's just emotions. It's something external. And this makes you realize that you're not your emotions. Your emotions are almost external. But usually we link our emotions to ourselves because obviously it's kind of like, I don't know the sciencey bit about this, but it's something to do with like, I think it's called the amygdala, which is like somewhere back here in the brain because apparently the oldest part of the brain is back here and the newest part is like at the front. So these old parts are obviously our caveman brains that tell us, oh wait, we need to prioritize sugar, salt, and pleasure. Basically just instant gratification. Now, obviously, those tactics worked back then when you had to think, okay, where am I going to get my next water source? Okay, when am I going to get my next food? Okay, there's a woman right there. I'm going to procreate. You had those, you needed those to survive. But nowadays is the opposite. You need to delay the gratification. You don't need to go for the sugary snacks that these companies have manipulated you into eating. And the more you practice not listening to your emotions, the smaller your amygdala part of you that makes you just listen to your emotions and succumb to bad habits just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, obviously, it takes a lot of time, but The more you do it, think about the fact, just imagine this, just imagine after 1 year, after not even 1 year, after 3 months, you're able to shrink this down like a little bit. Let's say it's like this big. Obviously, it doesn't, probably not to scale, but let's just say it's this big, and you shrink it down to this. Imagine how much easier it would be for you to do the good habits, to not do the good habits. Now imagine it goes from that, and then now it goes from this, because remember, it doesn't just go linear. Your skills compound as you, not only are you doing it more frequently, you're also doing it better. So you're doing it more, you're doing it better, and it's just going up and up and up and up. So it's going smaller, smaller, and smaller, and smaller. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, how can I actually level up this skill of not listening to my emotions? And you just level it up by doing it. And the way I did is just almost treat your life like a video game. For example, when you walk downstairs and you put your plates in the dish, when you put your plates for someone else to wash, how about you wash them? That's what I've been doing recently. There's always been a time where I just put my plates and I wash them. Like, it's almost become a habit now. But for most people, it's actually not even a habit. But anyway, the point is that just find ways. Now, almost treat your life like a video game. Find ways to just level up this skill. Maybe you see that your room is a little bit messy and you can clean it up. Instead of not cleaning it up and just doing something else, how about you just clean it up and you level up the skill of not listening to your emotions? Let's say your trash can is full. For example, mine is pretty full, I'm not gonna lie. So how about you just take that trash and put it in the bin? Now you got a clear trash and it's just benefiting your life. Just find many ways. Like right now, right? just find tiny ways that could improve your life by just find tiny ways that it can improve the skill of not listening to your emotions. For example, what is stopping you from doing 20 push-ups right now? You know, how about I do them with you? Let's do 20 push-ups right now. And how about you take action on this? Because if you take action on this, you're proving to yourself that you're actually the person who takes action from videos, who's not just mindlessly consuming and not taking any actions. And I want you to really do this push-up 3, 4, 5. Because if you're watching this video and you're not doing these push-ups, you're basically just a consumer. You're not doing any action. And obviously, to get the results that you want, you need to take the actions. I don't know how many I'm on. Like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Just one more just in case I missed one. But the point is that I was saying is that there's probably going to be like a few people who watch this video and then think to yourself, nah, this thing is like cringe, doing these push-ups and whatever. But if you're that kind of person, then how are you going to be the type of person who doesn't listen to their emotions when you need to do the work, when you need to go work out? You're just going to let your emotions control you instead of controlling your own emotions. So a practical way that you can apply this into your life is remember every single time you have an emotion, that's not really part of you. That's almost like an external. That's what your old brain telling you to do something and maybe you shouldn't really do. For example, one really easy way that you can do this is, let's say you want to work, you have to work, you should work really to get the results that you want. You want more money, you want more status, you want more confidence. So you want to work, you need to work, but your brain is almost convincing you to procrastinate, to watch videos or just go on YouTube and scroll and do whatever. Now you getting up and doing the work anyway, even if you didn't really want to, even if your emotions were telling you to not do it, that's leveling up your skill. Now, even if you literally just get up and work for literally just 1 minute, even like this is a really practical thing you can do is literally just, even though you have like all these emotions, you just get up and work for 1 minute. Then you can tell yourself that I am the person who can get up, not listen to emotions and work anyway. And the more you do this, the more you train your brain. For example, even let's say, for example, telling yourself that you're gonna work for 3 hours, doesn't really gonna make you want to get up from bed and work. Now, if you tell yourself, I'm only going to work for 10 minutes, not only are you leveling up this skill of not listening to your emotions, but you're also leveling up the skill of just being the type of person who works. You're leveling up your identity. And obviously, the more you level up your identity, the more you get used to just getting up and working. And obviously, that's going to help you so much. You're going to make way more progress than the person who just believes they're not the person who works and just lays in bed anyway every single day. I want to give you this small mindset that really, really helped me when it came to work and being productive. I want to give you this 10 out of 10 mindset that I've learned about productivity that I've heard nobody talk about, but it's actually the best mindset when it comes to productivity. And that is that at the beginning it's going to be hard, but after a while you're going to get used to it. For example, the reason people can't stick to many habits is because they think it's going to be hard forever. For example, when people start the gym, like obviously you probably go to the gym consistently or fairly consistently. For example, for me, I don't see the gym as something like that I have to discipline myself to. I actually enjoy it. Like, I love going to the gym. Like, there's times where I just can't leave the gym because I want to, like, just stay there. For example, like yesterday, I was, like, just in the cardio machine because I just wanted to, like, do something instead of just laying in bed and doing nothing in my room. But anyway, the point is that most people think that it's going to be hard. Like I said, getting into the flow of doing something is way harder than just maintaining the flow of doing it. For example, when you first start the gym, it's going to be tough. But people think it's going to be tough forever. Same with work, same with being productive. They think that it's just going to be tough forever. They think that if they can't work for 3 hours, it's going to be super hard the next time they want to work for 3 hours. But in fact, every single time it gets easier and easier and easier, easier until it's just normal. For example, think if let's say you've never thrown a ball in your life. Let's just imagine this, and you throw it against the wall and you try and catch it. You're not going to be very good at it. But if you throw it 1,000 times, don't you think you're going to improve at it and be able to throw, catch it very frequently? You're going to be able to throw and catch it. Well, obviously, yes. And this is the same with productivity. Actually, a better analogy is imagine a plane. A plane takes almost 50% of its fuel just to get it up in the air because obviously it needs to go super fast and then get up in the air. But once it's in the air, it just has to maintain, and it takes up such little fuel to just go forward. And this is the same with productivity. You have to almost go really, really hard at the beginning, but then once that you're up and once you're used to doing the work, then it's just a matter of maintaining it, and that's way easier than just getting up. Obviously, taking a car from 0 to 20 is way harder than taking a car from 100 to 120, for example, like I told you earlier. Reading this book called Psycho-Cybernetics, and what it teaches you is that your mind can actually tell the difference between what you play in your mind, like a mental movie, and real life. Because think about it, your real life, your reality is just basically all your five senses. The reason you are watching this video and thinking that I'm real is because you're seeing me speak to you right now, like hello, and now you're listening to me. You can hear me, you can see me, you can hear me. Obviously, you can't touch me, but you can touch your phone to see that it's real. Now, that is the same with your imagination. You can recreate all your five senses in your head. Basically, you can just recreate a reality in your mind, and you can practice anything that you want. You know, there was a study that said that people who practice in their mind actually improved almost as well as people who practice in real life. So I think that I'm gonna do is with you is just visualize yourself practicing this in your mind. Because the people who just kind of make videos and then just kind of tell you that, oh yeah, you should do this and this and this, and then you kind of forget about it, don't you? Now, when you practice it in your mind, there's going to be a way less likely chance that you forget it. Your mind is going to think that you actually went through the experience, and it's obviously going to remember it as a memory rather than just kind of something that it needs to remember in its short-term memory, something like that. So basically, let's just visualize this. Imagine you want to work and you have your phone and you have the decision to either go on your phone and scroll or just do the work. Now, you think that you remember my words, and instead of going on your phone, even though you really, really want to go on your phone, you remember my words and you go onto your work and you start working. And even though you didn't want to, now you tell yourself that I am the type of person who works. I am the type of person who can not listen, who doesn't have to listen to his emotions and can work. If you really did that mini visualization with me and you really visualize all your like five senses, the things that you could see, the things that you could hear, then you're gonna be way more likely to remember this and actually benefit way, way more from this. Now, if you didn't do it, I'll give you a moment to just redo it. You can pause the video and just visualize it like a tiny visualization. It doesn't have to be like obviously 10-minute visualization. It just has to be 30 seconds. That'll be way better for your memory than everything else. Than just kind of repeating it to yourself. Whatever. You get the point. And now, if you really did that visualization, then you would almost have like a 5% buff to your life because now you have that almost memory in your mind with all these new mindsets I've given you. And it'll be easier for you the next time you are in that situation where you want to grab your phone or do the work. And I know this path is hard off of making money, being productive, just basically being successful in general. And if you did manage to watch this whole video, I'm actually very proud of you because not many people have the attention span to watch this whole video. So if you did, you should generally be proud of yourself because you were able to just basically stick for more than 99% of the people. And if you really did the visualization and everything, that you are way, way ahead of people. You're actually taking action from videos. You're the type of person who takes action. You're basically doing amazing. You're going to get so much closer to your goals. And I want to leave you this one extra mindset. Remember that every single goal that you have is just a sum of all the correct actions. And I already told you that, but now that you have this new mindsets that I've given you right now, then you're going to be way more likely to take action, to do the right actions. And the more right actions you make, the closer you get to your goal. For example, before watching this video, you might have been taking the correct actions 40% of the time. Now that would have gotten to your goal maybe in a few months. But now that you watch this video, maybe you improve your actions by 10%. You do your actions 10% more. And that's probably in the minimum. You will probably be able to do your actions way more. now you'll be able to get to your goal quite faster, because instead of going like this, you go like this. So if you were able to watch this video and not get distracted, then I'm really proud of you, and I know you're probably gonna become successful, because I'm a young guy trying to find my way, and I'm just making videos for you to help you. And if you really did find some value in this video, I would appreciate it if you like, subscribe and like, and yeah, really, because if you do, you get more videos like this that teach you how to take action, that teach you how to be better, and don't give you any bullshit advice, like just regurgitating what big creators say, because this is like knowledge that I've learned myself, that I know works, because well, I've tried it, it worked, and I'm now sharing it too.